creatures of fright, we summon you now to dance through the night. Esprits et fantômes sur vos fiers destriers, escortez dans ma vie la belle Beyoncé. Warlocks and witches, answer this call. Your presence is wanted at this ghostly ball. Des 12 coups de minuit aux matines sonnantes, nous valserons ensemble.
mansion ride at Disneyland Paris is actually called Phantom Manor. And there's this whole story about the owner of the mine. The story, like the specific story, was a little bit hard to follow, but he had a daughter that was gonna get married and her groom disappeared and she never left the house again. I thought it was a pretty pretty cool ride. I like I said, the story was a little bit hard to follow, but that aside, it was very interesting and definitely very different from either the Disneyland or the Disney World versions of the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, the outside looks really cool. It looks a little bit like the Norman Bates house from Psycho. So it's got a neat facade, and I liked how the entrance to the ride is the front door of the house. Cast member comes out and opens these huge doors, and you go right into the elevator room, I think, which is also a little different. It's got different artwork. But it was a lot of fun. The Phantom himself looks really cool. I'm not sure entirely how he fits in the story or whatever, but there's the attic scene looks like keeps trying to find a husband and he keeps making them disappear. But it was a lot of fun. He was a really cool animatronic and character. There wasn't as much music and fun party like we're having at the end of Disneyland and Disney World. There are the singing busts, but they're the only ones really singing and having a good time. The rest, there were a lot more skeletons crawling out of coffins, and looked like you were going through part of the graveyard or mausoleum or something, and so a little bit more morbid and creepy, but a very, very well done ride. A lot of fun.
At Disneyland Paris is awesome. The ride itself is on an island in the middle of the river, and you actually board the ride on one side of the river, and then the ride itself goes underneath the river to get to the island, and then comes back again at the end of the ride. Thunder Mountain is really great ride anywhere, but that kind of added specialness of the Paris version, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it definitely made it unique. It was still a lot of fun. You know, good roller coaster. You know, about the same thrill level wise as the other Thunder Mountains. Nothing, it doesn't do loops or anything get crazy, but it's just a fast, fun roller coaster, and that it was on its own island gave it some really neat views of the Frontierland and the other side of the park. You could really, it was really cool to see, like, from the riverboat, you know, where it would pop out, and you could get a good picture of the train car going by. It was a fun ride.
Yeah, the camera had a little bit of trouble adjusting to the changes in light, being outside and in the daylight, being inside in the darker parts of the ride. So apologies on that. It gets pretty washed out in some parts. Just going from outside to, or inside to outside rather, but still a really great ride.